All right, welcome to another edition of Woodsy's Club Tour, and this is something different for me. I've got the power couple in, Millie and Adam Elliott.
Thanks for
How are
having
we?
us, Woodsy. It's a bit of a late call up, but always free to come in
Come on.
for you.
What do you like, Elliott or Boyle? Like, what's
Elliott. Elliott's my name now. Did
Oh.
you got married, didn't you?
Yeah, I got married.
What's your wife's name?
Sarah.
Sarah. Is she Sarah Woods?
Yes,
or
she is. She is.
Do you like it when
I love it.
you like it?
You'd love
yeah.
it.
It is
Adam?
good, man. I love
Yeah.
seeing it. Love seeing it on the jersey now too, Origin time and
Even
that,
better.
Yeah.
which is pretty cool. So the team list coming out. I think everyone was a bit confused. Like they saw Elliott number
Who's this
8.
new front row?
Yeah, who's this?
Yeah.
Millie Boyle's missed out.
Yeah.
And then so
I
there's a
think
bit of been a bit
surely
of talk
people
about
can put
that.
two and two
But
together, but yeah.
I don't know, rugby league fans, you don't know.
Well, talk to us. What's going on with the face, Mill?
I know. I've got a bit of a cut.
What's happened?
Look, at training the other night, we were just doing some wrestle. We're practicing like bumpers and also A-frame,
Yeah.
and I just had the ball really close into my face and my nail was just a little bit long and just scraped me.
Oh. So,
Got the pressure from the other person.
Not
as
friendly
well.
fire from a teammate. Friendly
No,
fire
it was
from
just
myself.
from me. And I started, it just looks shit too.
you know one thing I'd like to know, because we get checked for nails before every game.
Yeah, I know. Mine just grow that quickly.
Are you allowed to have nails?
No,
or?
God, no. No, these are long. That's very long. So I
No,
don't
the
need
girls
to-
can have like obviously nails
can have
done
nail
in that hay, but
polish.
you can't have long nails.
They're not allowed to be long. Yeah,
So
you
they've
have
got
to
to be
hold them up and
well
check
manicured.
them. Yeah, just I am so bad in nails. I'll just chop them
Really?
as low as they can go because
Yeah, she's low maintenance.
So, who's the most maintenance at home then?
Oh, her.
Me,
Yeah.
Adam's very very low. I'm just low.
So how's
I think Woodsy already knew that. Yeah.
Morgan's told me. You know. How does your living arrangement work at the moment? Because you're down.
Yeah,
Here, aren't
I'm
you?
down in Sydney, so there's not much routine to it. I train 4 days a week, like with the team, with the on field.
Now that it's
so
your pre-season.
now that we're into like pre-season with the Roosters, and then obviously in and out of Origin and whatnot. But I've got a place in Coogee with a couple of the girls. So Keely Davis and Olivia Koenig live
yes.
with them. We're in such a good spot. We've got, and just FYI, the club doesn't pay for that. I know everyone's like,
Oh, not the
Roosters,
sombrero didn't help
whatever.
yous out?
Yeah, it's a thing that every NRLW player that relocates gets access to, a fund.
Allowance, isn't it?
An
Yeah.
allowance, yeah. So no matter what team you're playing for, you get that allowance.
Yeah.
It just so happens to be that we are based on the eastern subbs as a club, which is
Just
great.
so
But
happens.
is
to
your
be-
if I
allow-
was in Parramatta, I'd be
But
living
is
in
your
Parramatta.
allowance a bit higher? 'Cause
No,
you're out east?
it is not.
Oh, stop
But
it.
what works out better is if you pool the money together.
Yep.
So I live with 2 other girls. Like I'm not living by myself or with one other person.
Yeah, so
I'm
it
living
triples
with,
obviously.
yeah, we get that money and we put it all together. So I live in Coogee. Obviously, Ads is in Newey, and then when I've got it like 2 days off in a row, or like 1.5 days off, I might.
Yeah, it
go
can
back
go a
up.
while before we see each other, especially at the
Yeah.
moment. Like Mill's a bit like yourself, busy, always popping up and doing different gigs here and there.
Yep.
So I think the last time was probably like a 9 or 10 day that
Yeah.
she had a bit of a stint away. She just went and did that celebrity swim up in Brizzy,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
was pretty
How
cool.
was that?
So
Tell you what, celebrity, that's a little bit of a loose term,
Oh, come
maybe
on.
like E-grade, but it was more just a Channel 9
Yep.
thing to promote the Olympics on Channel 9, and the swimming trials were on for the Olympic trials, so it was so much
world
fun
record
though.
the same night that you were there.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
got there like
Was that
Arnie's
Titmus?
swimming.
Yeah.
Yeah, Titmus,
Wow.
like 200-meter world record and then another world record. We're like, Jesus, how good is this? But we just had a really cool crew and it was so much fun. Afterwards, we were like, how good was that? That was awesome. Like, what were we nervous about? That's so much like top of the
Well, at
world.
least you weren't looking like Semi.
Sorry, but there was literally a chick bawling her eyes out in the gutter because she just missed,
Oh,
the
yes, yeah.
Olympic.
The
We're like,
qualifying time. So they're
come
all
on,
like
what
slapping
are
and
we
high-fiving
doing?
each other. This is the best thing ever.
this is pathetic.
And then
Pull
a little bit
yourselves
of
together,
reality-
girls. These
a bit of
girls have got to
reality
wait
kicked in.
4 more years now. So
That'll be so hard. Like we do a preseason and it's over and done. We get to
Oh.
play.
Don't you get to the end of pre-season and you go, all that hard work,
Yeah, I'm
now I get
ready.
to play. Imagine that went for 4 years.
yeah,
And
and
you
you're
miss out
chasing
by
a
point-
black line.
Point
Like
oh.
think about if you,
But you don't even
not-
know when you're swimming when
I
it's
know.
where it is.
Nah.
or think about when you like knock a ball on or something. You go, I've got the next couple of tackles, whatever.
Yes.
Like they can't. There is zero room for error. Like
Yep.
it is just insane. Missing a turn or a stroke or a breath or the touch of the wall. Like it's No, thank you.
Individual sports too. I'm just not really. It
Serious.
doesn't suit me.
Yeah.
We're team
It
men,
definitely
big
doesn't
fella.
suit you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
You go to the pub on your own with your team. You need a team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
They
you just
probably-
take your coach. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Or they're
That'd be
I
real
don't know,
fun.
Maybe they think their relay is a team or something.
True.
Well-
Still individual.
Well, speaking of the couple, how did we meet? Because you're both from the South Coast, aren't you?
Yeah, both
Yeah.
from very close area. Went to the same high school.
Oh,
yeah,
did you go to the same
2550.
Oh,
yes,
wow.
Down on the
same
far south
postcode. My
coast.
dad was Mills High School teacher.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Swear, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So Mills
Known each other
family,
forever.
they all holidayed in Tathra. Like
Yes.
her uncle and that used to
Yep.
come and stay. That's Jason Croker that played at the Raiders.
Oh, the original Toots.
The Toots,
Yeah.
the
OG
Toots man.
Toots, yeah.
So he's got a permanent caravan down at Tathra at the caravan park my mum works at.
Yeah.
So we've had
That's not how we know each other.
no,
though.
but
like,
I'm just saying like there's ties there.
yeah.
There's lots of ties there, and then
It's just when you are from a small area and there's lots of different little towns. Obviously, the main town was Bega. That's the big town.
Is that where you're from?
No way! Don't even say that.
So you're not. That's
shameful.
Kezi App's territory. Yes.
Yeah. So anyone who's like not from Bega itself, they don't want to be associated with being from
Ah.
Bega because I don't know why is that.
oh, Big Brother.
Yeah,
Bega's
and they'd
Big
always
Brother.
win because like
Is
they
it?
had all
They
the
never
people.
won. They never won my age.
Oh, okay. Well, they
So they're like the big dogs in the area.
I
They
played-
got like
yeah.
all the businesses, everything. So every sort of like if
it's
you
just
think of a
bigger
country
catchment,
town,
you know.
Yeah.
they're a big country town
You have
hub,
to
and
go to-
everyone else is just from villages around
Yeah.
there.
Okay.
You have to go to
Like-
Bega to do your like groceries.
So how
and stuff
far
like
would you
that.
be from Bega?
I was about 40 minutes.
Yeah, we're 20 minutes. And
Yeah.
our town, like we're talking towns that don't have a set of traffic lights,
Yep.
Yeah.
pedestrian crossing, nothing. Like it's just you got your main
Really?
drag with maybe
Yeah.
your bakery
And a
Servo.
primary school.
and maybe your primary school, but then Bega's got like it's got 3-4 high schools, your Woolies,
Okay.
all that sort of
Four
stuff.
high
Everyone goes in there.
schools.
Christian College, Bega High,
Yeah, 2.
two. two more than every
I'm
other.
sensing a bit of competition and
Oh, it's relentless, mate. I've just come down. I've had a bye this week. Thought I get 3 days off. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. She goes into camp Thursday. You know what? I'm going to come down, spend time with you in your Coogee place. Have a bit of time together. Hang out with Keely and Koenig at the house
Yeah.
with
Oh,
these
yep. Yeah,
girls
yeah.
and have a bit of fun. And like, I really like those girls.
Where's this
And
going?
it's just been a pile on, mate. Like,
What?
it's just been 3 against 1.
oh, not so much. Just like 1 against 1, and the other two. I think they're probably on my side. The other two.
You know, they're probably happy that
Yeah.
you're taking the heat off them.
Yeah, I think so.
This is carry on.
Mm.
Anyway, back to how we met.
See, straight back into line, smacks me into line.
We've always known each other.
Yep.
So, yeah.
yeah, known each other for ages. Had a little we were nearly little boyfriendy girlfriendy there before I moved away.
Oh, really?
Well,
Yeah, had a little.
still got messages on the Facebook from years ago, you know?
Yep.
You
Yeah.
know, that like old school.
Do you ever look at them again or?
No,
we
they're
have,
too cringe.
we have. They're
Oh, how
embar-
bad would that be?
we didn't
They're
scroll
more
the
cringe
whole
for
way.
you.
Please.
Oh, were you doing your best work?
mate?
so you
she's
were
like,
trying.
she's like, oh, it's cold.
Oh, what?
You want to get into
You
it?
want to get into this?
We'd love to get into it.
No,
Yeah.
we're not. Anyway,
So then, obviously, you moved away with the dogs.
So then, yeah, I moved away in Sydney for ages. Mill sort of she went to Canberra first and then ended up on the Gold Coast. And
Yep.
we'd always talk, always be in touch because just from the same area and doing the same sort of thing. And my dad obviously taught Mill and like dad loved Mill. He had a real, thing for her and her family. He really
Yep.
loved them. Great people. Used to always tell me, fill me in on when she'd make rep teams and all that sort of stuff. So I'd message her here and there. Good luck in your footy game. She'd always message me for me, like your debut and all that sort of
Probably,
stuff.
she probably got excited, Adam Elliott pops up.
Yeah,
I was like,
don't
how's Adam going?
I played footy with Morgs too. Like
Yeah.
Morgs is so Mill's
For
brother.
people
So
listening, Morgan, he's a great man.
he's a great man. He's a
Yeah.
big man. He's a great big man.
Yes.
But yeah, and then obviously, mate, 10 years probably goes by before we've
10 years, really?
hung out. No, not 10 years.
not 10 years, babe.
I've got
6
a
years,
GST
maybe.
on that. Maybe 5-6 years since we've really hung out.
Yeah.
And then bump into each other on the Goldie.
Yeah,
and
we're just both enjoying a nice day on the Goldie. These guys had moved up because of the bubble.
Oh, yeah, COVID.
Where were you at that time?
I was in Brisbane.
Brisbane.
Shocking.
Shocking.
yeah, you're
Horrendous.
right.
I felt sorry for the people who had to go to Brisbane. Obviously, it's better than you have your own freedom, but Sunny Coast Goldie, and there's people stuck in
And,
Brisbane.
and you had a resort, didn't you?
Yeah, we had the
We
resort
were in a
with the
hotel.
pool.
We were in a
It was-
hotel.
Yeah, that's tough
No,
going.
in the city or what?
South Bank.
South Bank's
That
not
was probably
too
the good thing.
bad.
Our location
Nice
was
area.
okay,
South Bank's
yeah.
nice.
but not when your missus has had a kid 2 weeks ago
Oh, that's tough.
in a
Yeah.
hotel room. But
That's
Hey, we did
life
what we
goes
had to
on.
do, didn't
Life
we?
goes on, eh?
Yeah, life
yeah.
goes on.
Is the kid alright? I'm sure
She's good.
She's good.
She's a head case like someone
Yep.
else I know.
Yep.
Just blame the hotel.
Yeah, exactly right. They
Yeah.
put everything onto them.
Yeah.
But here's what it is. So you just got back up to the Goldie and you
Yeah, got
to,
back on the
Yeah.
Goldie and then sort of got in a little bit of strife, but then that's
It's all part of it.
It's all part of the story
It's a
for
journey,
us.
mate. It's a
And
journey. It brings you guys
That's it.
closer.
well, I
It
think
really
it
did.
probably did bring us closer early. Like we were already good friends,
Yep.
closer. But I think we had to sort of make a decision of
It was
like,
like, all right.
are we going to be serious here then? If we're going to go through all this,
Yeah.
And we both decided pretty quickly that we were. And then it's just crazy. Everything that's happened since.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like we were only just talking the other day. I caught up with Dylan Napper last
Oh,
night,
yep.
and I was just running through
Big
a few
puppy.
things with
Is that
him.
him?
Yeah.
Yes.
And we were just talking about, he was my best mate at the time when me and Mill first got together, and he's just like, mate, it's crazy. You fast forward 3 years, you just are married, and everything's going on. Got our house in Newey together, and yeah.
Well, then, so you're married. How did you propose?
Went to Mill had been at the Knights.
Yes.
They'd just won the comp.
Yep.
I'd just swum with the Knights, so I just got up there. Only been there for about a month. We'd been away on a little bit of a holiday, come back, and had a little picnic set up at this lookout.
Oh.
At are you gonna jump in here?
No,
looks over-
I know. I want to know your
gonna help
side.
me
and
out
then
here?
Mike
The hurricane coming out, but we yeah, it's beautiful. Looks over the Glenrock National Park in Newey. I thought I'd done so well. Like I was that proud of myself,
It was
mate,
your
for how
birthday
I
as
tell you that.
well.
And it was on my birthday.
Your
I'm not
pop-
really a big birthday
well, your pop-
celebrator, but I wanted to. My
Yeah.
pop proposed to my nan
Oh, really?
on his birthday.
He's very
Oh, wow.
sentimental.
Yeah.
so
nice.
like, yeah, I'm a bit like that. I'm probably a romantic.
He's got a heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'll do the same, with Mill, and I was so pumped, everything falling into place. I'm like, mate, this is all working so well. And then that's Sunday morning, but the Saturday before that was actually the Everest.
Oh, I wasn't even going to go there, but you brought it up.
And Mill's uncle, the OG Toots,
So for people at home, Everest is a big
big
racing
horse
trail
race.
in
You know,
Sydney.
more than
It's
anyone,
off-season.
my big brother James, mad
Yes.
on the horses.
Loves
and
it.
and
Tommy
it-
Berry? Is he
Tommy
a fan?
Berry's our
Yes.
good mate, yeah.
Yeah.
And it just runs deep in our family's veins.
I
horse
actually
racing.
blame Toots for this.
Yeah, let's blame him.
Yeah, I do.
He doesn't have Instagram, so
he doesn't.
he won't
Oh,
see it. But
hasn't seen this.
I'll try to get a link to him.
we went we went for, and Toots is like Mill's closest
Yeah.
relative to. Like they get along so well. He always goes to Mill's games, massive support of her. They're like, may as well be bloody father and son. The amount of times you've spent at their
I don't know.
house,
I've had
father
to
and
bloody
daughter.
pull him into line a few times.
And so I'm like, you know what? I'll spill the beans here. I was going to keep it a surprise, but I'm like, I'll spill the beans. I'll
They
tell
were
Toots.
staying at ours.
They were staying
They
at
were
our
staying at
house.
ours.
We'll go for a beer, eh? And I told him, and then one
Toots
beer,
should have known.
one beer led to we'll go.
So you reckon he got excited that it
I
was
think
going to
so.
happen?
I don't know.
I think regardless, he's like, yeah,
I think,
cool.
I think it was
And
the off
kept it.
season,
Yeah.
and we were just at a pub, and we were just excited regardless.
Really?
So one
Anyway.
beer led to
Yes.
I don't know too many, and then I spill the beans.
I just got weird vibes. I was like, what's going on? The next day, you're checking your phone a lot. You're like doing this, whatever.
They were late. The people setting up the
People were
picnic
late. You were just
45
being
minutes
sus. I'm like,
late.
can't we just
I'm
go?
hung
And then the people, like, you're checking your phone, and then we go down, and then you're like, oh, you've forgotten the rings. They're still in the car. So, like, then you were like, oh, I forgot the towels. So you went back to get the towels, come back, no towels. I'm like, well, where are the towels? You're like, oh, don't worry about them. I was like, something's going on here. But then I walked down a bit further.
And it
saw
was
all.
beautiful.
So it was beautiful.
So it worked out in the end. I think the preparation that led into it definitely made up for the little
Yep.
mishap in between.
And then one knee?
One knee, yep, did the whole
Beautiful.
thing. Had the photographer hiding in the bush.
Yeah,
Oh.
it was
Got
all.
some
It
nice
was
snaps
very.
of that.
Yeah,
It was
you're probably
beautiful.
just nervous. You had to,
I was very nervous. Far out.
So when you proposed,
Yes.
like, did you think she was going to say no or something? Like, did you get nervous?
No, it's just the thought of them saying no.
Yeah, and it's
Like,
just
I
like,
don't want to get rejected because I'm really going out on a limb here.
and you know you're never doing it again,
Yeah.
right?
I'm going out on a limb here. You kind of know if someone's gonna, like, you've
Oh,
spoken about it. It's
I
not like
I
a
never
big-
spoke about it with my missus.
What?
Yeah. Like we always said we'd get married in the day, but I
Okay.
never. She had
Yeah, but
no
there was
idea.
no
No,
inkling.
that's it. Yeah, but you know that you're going to get married one day, so you're just excited for when it
You never
pops up.
know. They could say no, Millie.
They're not
It's
gonna
so
say-
easy for you guys to
know.
say that. Like, why do you get nervous? Blah, blah, blah. You're not the ones that.
What if you had to get on one knee and propose to us? Or propose to Adam, sorry.
I think, to think about it, it sounds fine. The men do that, not the women, but I guess doing it is another thing.
Yes.
So.
That's definitely what it is, yeah. I think most blokes I've spoken to, confident fellas, they've been nervous for it as well.
Oh, I've never met a person that wasn't.
Nah, agree.
Like, there was a guy in our team, Hamoli Olakwatu.
Yeah.
Shitting himself.
Yeah,
Big scary man. You think
Yeah.
nothing phases
100%,
him.
yeah. And knows, and you do know they're going to
Yeah.
say yes. Like, I knew she was going to say
Yeah,
yes.
same, yeah.
But it's not even that. It's just I don't want to do it again. And it's like, yeah.
My thing as well is people looking around. Like,
Oh,
look at this bloke.
we were down a little
Nah,
goat
no one
track
was
for that
there,
reason.
no
I didn't
one
want
was there.
anyone to see it.
Oh, you know what? I feel. Imagine doing it like I've seen people. It happen at footy and
Restaurants.
stuff, or just like footy fields, in the crowds,
Nah.
concerts, like restaurants. Just too.
You know what? I reckon that's selfish when they do it in the crowd or at a footy ground.
Because then
I'm there to watch the footy, not there to be happy for you.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Like, come on.
Let me scream for me team.
Yeah, that's it. It should
Yeah.
be just a moment for you and your wife.
Yeah.
Not in front of
Yeah.
everyone else.
Nah,
Well, then
I
the
agree.
wedding day, how did the wedding? I remember seeing a clip of used to running off the wharf and jumping straight in the water.
Yeah. Did the jetty jump
Yeah,
at
we
Shoal
went
Bay.
down at Shoal Bay.
Oh, was it Shoal Bay? Beautiful
Yeah, it's
spot.
beautiful
You've been there?
Yeah, love it up there.
So we
So
went
nice.
camping not long after. We love going camping. It's our little thing.
We went camping there before the wedding.
Not long after we'd been
Got to know you,
engaged.
yeah.
Probably a month after, or a couple of weeks after we got engaged, we went camping there. And
Yep.
we was walking around. We went, geez, this would be a beautiful spot to get married. And Shoal Bay Country Club, I'm sure everyone,
Yep.
like a lot of people have been there, and it's a good vibe, good spot. And then Mills straight away just looked across and went, I'm going to jump in there with my wedding dress on. And I went, as if. You're not going
Really?
to do that. But full wedding dress, whole kit, everything, bang, run, jump. She pulled it off.
So did you have to do the makeup again, the hair? Because a
Um,
lot of women
yeah.
worry about
Yeah,
that.
she did.
Look,
She had the bridesmaids in full force.
Yeah, it wasn't like I didn't have a hairdresser or
We spoke
or
before.
makeup before.
She's quite low maintenance.
I'm not really a makeup-y
Yeah.
person, so
Yep.
I don't really like that anyway. But I got it done for the morning, for the ceremony. And then when I jumped in, looked like a drowned rat. And then quickly went and had a shower.
Couple of
up
changes
above
of
our thing,
dress.
changed the dress. The girls are in there, like, blow drying my hair and chucking some makeup on. Like, Romy Teitzel, like, Keely Davis
Oh, Keely.
and Courtney. Like, yeah.
She's a ripper.
Keely's
Good-
one of the
good
best.
crew.
And it used to look like you'd have a good dance for the
Yeah, it was. People say it's the best day of your life. It's the best day of your life. I go, how good can it really be? And it is hands down the
So
best day
good,
of your
isn't
life.
it?
It's so much
The
fun.
dance was good though, darling. I think we pulled that off.
Yeah,
So did you
Was
have
he
like
just
a
said
little
that?
choreograph?
We had a little thing.
Little
it was a
choreograph.
quick one. Like we knew we're
you
we're
know what?
high
Okay,
energy.
so before the wedding, you see all of this thing to pop up in your algorithm of like all
Yes.
this stuff. It's so crazy just from the things you Google and whatever. So I was seeing like first dances and people doing them, and like people have got like 10 songs in a medley and they've changed up the genre of dance. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. This is so OTT. Is this
You
what
need to
people are
get dance
expecting
lessons
these?
for that stuff.
Is this what people are expecting these days though?
I think social media has really ruined.
I think it has.
At
Yeah.
TikTok.
We
and all that.
honestly,
Yeah.
we did ours. We learnt ours 1 or 2 nights before.
We got like a wedding house where the
Yep.
groomsmen and
Had-
the
yeah, we
bridesmaids
had
all
like a-
come and stayed with
yeah,
us.
it was
So we
really
had a
fun.
few warm up nights before the wedding,
Yeah.
which was great fun. And
Well, that helps.
Like a wedding week.
early hours, a couple of nights before the
Yeah,
wedding,
we
we sort of
practiced the dance.
they helped us design the dance now, which
Yeah.
was pretty cool, bit
Yep.
of fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, we did it right.
Yeah.
And then big dance floor, big party night.
Yep.
Big like
And then we had just had really good people on the mic, like
Oh, really?
live
like
music.
live
yeah.
music,
Oh,
and
so
then
just-
like
yeah.
we turned into like karaoke almost. Like it was so much.
That's what you want.
Yeah, so your Mill's sister actually, I don't know if you've met her, Morgan's second
Yeah,
sister.
Morgan's got 4 sisters.
Daisy.
Yes, I know. Yes.
Daisy's an incredible musician,
Yeah.
and she
Oh, really?
she sung Mill's old song,
Yeah, when
and
we
then sung a
went
couple of
there and
songs
played
Oh, no
at,
way.
at the back at the reception as well,
Yeah,
guitar and sing. So that was amazing too.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
unreal.
yeah.
yeah,
It would definitely be a day you both remember. You wouldn't forget.
100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well,
It was.
speaking before when you said you moved up, you went to St Greg's, didn't you?
Yeah.
So did you board there?
Yep, I'd become a boarder. So I'd gone from Bega High, gone from being a bit of a rat bag and being at Bega High and not doing a minute of homework my whole life,
Yep.
to then becoming a boarder at St Greg's, where this is the biggest thing that hit me in the face straight away when I went there. It was like 3 hours compulsory study every night,
you
Monday
kidding?
to Friday. Sorry, my life.
Oh my god.
So
Sorry.
3 days in, I'm calling mum, mate. I'm not ashamed to admit this. Homesick, bawling
You would
my
have only been
eyes
what
out.
were you 15, 16?
I was 16.
So were you book smart back in
I always sort of got.
or you just took the mickey a bit?
I took the mickey. Definitely
Yeah.
took the mickey at Bega High.
Naturally, probably smart, but like
I think because James, my
maybe.
brother, has autism and just like numbers come incredibly to him, and I'm pretty competitive. I always got maths quite easy. My dad was a school teacher. He's pretty naturally smart too, but he's just as big of a rat bag as me. So I think going to St Greg's though, definitely like you just put up and shut up and get on with it. So I had to just, I knew that for me to play footy, the Bulldogs had organised for me to go there, which was a big thing because the Bulldogs usually would send their boys to Bass Hill High.
Yes.
And you'd be billeted out. So I knew I was in a really grateful position where I was actually in a boarding school, getting cooked and cleaned and doing all that stuff for me. They're trying to get me the best education they can. So I had to pull my head in a little bit, wind my neck in a little bit and just get on with it and accept, how lucky I was to be there. And once I did that, I absolutely loved it.
Tell them what your age I was.
I was about to ask, yes.
Nah.
Because I know it was the high 90s, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It was. I was.
Can I tell you a story about Adam, right? So
Yeah, wait, which story?
No. This is above the line. This is all good. We were at training at Dogs when I had my little stint there. And I rolled my ankle at training. And I did a syndesmosis. And then Adam comes up to me when a physio, mate, when you get your scans, can I have a look at your scans, please?
Oh my
God. And I'm going, oh, mate, this bloke, he's one of the biggest lunatics I've ever met.
Loser, why does he want my
So
skin?
why doesn't he have a look at
He's
my
nicknamed
scans?
me the Hurricane not long before this.
He's Hurricane for a great night out at PJ O'Brien's. Thank you. But and I was like, why does he want to look at my scans for? Like, I don't get it. Then
An
he tells
assignment?
me he's studying physiotherapy, and that completely shocked me. Like,
I was in the thick of it then, wasn't I?
You were
I was
right,
really studying it.
Because I think you said, didn't you have to do like one more unit and then you had to do your prac? Which
my
you
big
can't.
placement, yeah. So I got everything done. I just hadn't done that placement, so it's still sitting there for me. 20-week block's pretty hard to do while I'm still playing footy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
20 weeks full time, like.
Yeah, crazy. I
People
remember one of
still
the
doing it?
ladies at the university from the board when I said, "Look,
Oh,
I have to
yeah.
defer this." She said, "I think you need to realise: do you just want to play a game, or do you want to have a career?"
Yeah.
And I thought,
Wow.
What,
I don't think you know-
70,000 entry as
I
a
don't think you know what
physio?
the NRL is.
Surely they could just say you're working for the whatever club you are for the
I
placement.
know. I tried so hard to get that done.
Yeah.
But
But you have to
yeah.
go to hospital, don't you?
Hospital placements.
And
yeah.
they put you like anywhere.
Yeah. So I could have been put in Dubbo.
Oh.
Yeah. Des would have been happy.
Oh, mate. He would have loved that. There's Jesus. So then obviously, because you were in the rugby union system, weren't you? Before league.
Yeah, I was
So
playing.
were you in the Brumbies?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great research.
Yeah, I know.
I was at the Brumbies. We had like a bit of a connection there from being on the far south coast and Canberra being our closest city. So I honestly didn't even know how to play rugby. I got to year 7. I'd played a lot of league in primary school and growing up in the juniors, but then there was no league. Played like league tag and whatever there was.
But girls couldn't play footy once they turned 12.
Yeah,
That was
girls
the
could
rule.
play
Is
footy.
that
Yeah,
the rule?
yeah. But we had this teacher who was like obsessed with rugby union,
Yep.
Scott Harris, and luckily, like he just kept us all. We had such a good team down on the far south coast. We'd go and play like in tournaments for our team, like
Is
at
that
state
just
champs and
women's or-
just girls.
Oh,
Yeah,
how good's
we had
that?
like an under 15s and then an opens team,
Oh, no way.
and we trained so much, and he just kept our love for it. Like
Yeah.
Scotty
from
Harris was their
sport.
coach. He was
Yeah.
a PE teacher. He did the men too. But
Yeah.
the girls' Bega High team was so much better than the
Well, because the
men's Bega
boys,
High
you guys
team.
all had league, so like all the boys would choose league, but we
Yeah.
didn't have league.
They
so
frothed
we-
it and they just, they all thrived.
Yeah, it was really good. It was so much fun. So played that all through high school.
Yeah.
Bit of 7s and 15s.
Did
and
you ever
then
play sevens like for Australia?
Only under 18s,
Only-
like
yep,
only
yep.
like
Schoolgirls.
schoolgirls 7s. Like
Because they get to travel, but don't they?
they travel heaps, man. So sick. I was in the one off year. They played like in the youth Commonwealth Games,
Yep.
and I was in the like dud year where there was not
Nothing.
like there was we went to New Zealand or something. But
Ugh.
still, you know what, blessed. And then played the next year. So my first year out of school, played for Australia.
You were the
The
youngest one too, weren't
rugby-
you?
Yeah, at the time, I think there's been younger ones since
Yeah.
then, but played at the World. We went over to Ireland for the World Cup. Like it was so sick. That was my first year out of school.
So you're 18.
18.
Yeah, 18, 19. Yeah, so
mate.
cool. So really cool, like to be able to have that. Like we weren't definitely not professional. We didn't get
Yep.
paid or anything like that. But just to have that experience, being around a team and traveling, and yeah,
And
it
it's
was really cool.
because you moved to the Gold Coast. Is that when you played for the Reds?
Then I moved to the Gold Coast. I was on a scholarship at uni to play 7s with the uni,
Yep.
and then I also played with the Reds for 15s. Yep, and then the Super W was like the NRLW.
Yep.
and then we played against teams, and then I was like, you know what?
Yeah. So how did you get back to league?
You know what?
You did both for a while.
I
hey?
did both for a while. I did like 2019. I was doing both, and it was so hectic. Like,
Was that when there was only like 4 games?
yeah,
with
there was only
league?
4
Yeah.
games. So it was like at the start of the year, it was union, and the back end.
Still
of the year
crazy though.
was
Like imagine going to
league.
footy training, you're training rugby one day, and then the next
I
day
would
you
be,
go and you're
I'd be
training
training
league.
4 days a week. Monday, Wednesday, it'd be like
Rugby union.
and then Tuesday,
Really?
Thursday, it'd be league.
That's
I
crazy.
played at Burleigh Bears, and I remember my brother said to me, he's like, "Millie, seriously, why are you still paying to play footy? Like, not like
Yeah.
because
understand,
union was pretty much like it was very, very
Unpaid,
amateur, like
yeah.
very And I remember I played in this tournament for in Queensland. I played like in a Queensland Nationals tournament. We played against New South Wales and whatnot. And it was a selection. I
So
didn't
you're
even
playing for
know.
Queensland.
I was playing for bloody Queensland in this
Yuck.
Queensland City team.
Oh, it's
And it was in 2019. It was when we used to play like 4 games over 3 days. I remember my body was just so wrecked. Like no care for like the fact that we haven't played, that level in a while. But anyway, and I remember it was a selection for Origin. I had no idea. Anyway, and Kezzy Apps comes up from New South Wales country and she's like, that girl is from New South Wales. She's from Bega. She's not playing for Queensland.
Really?
And I ended up getting picked for New South
Origin.
Wales from that. So,
Really?
yeah, pretty crazy.
It's
and
crazy how far it's come. Like, listen to that. Like
Well,
that's so amateur and,
Yeah.
and like
Well, that's
the,
what I was
the
gonna
process to make it. And now
Yeah.
the girls are in
It's
this system
genuine,
and it's
yeah.
just
So
so sick. That's not
What's
that
the
long ago.
pathway like now for
Now there are like literally there's under 12s, 14s, 15s, 16s, whatever, all the way up until 18s. And then they've got like the Lisa Fiola, which is under 16s
Yep.
through school. And then the 18,
through
Tasha
schools.
Gale. Yeah.
Wow.
And then the Tasha Gale, which is up 18s, 19s. And now that you've got women's and straight into NRLW pathways. So, and Australian schoolgirls, which has never been a thing until the
Yeah.
last 2 years or something. So the fact that that's an opportunity now and there's no, stuffing around with
Yep.
playing this and playing that or whatever. But I was going in between playing like Origin and then I played like some rugby union test matches and then I went into Broncos. Like it was weird. Like that'll probably be the last
That
time
was only
that's ever-
2019,
That
hey,
was
and then
only
2020 you
2019.
just were full league.
Yeah. And then I went to the Broncos. Yeah.
So did the Broncos want you to just go full league or?
Yeah. But all of them want you to just go one
Yeah.
or the other. They don't like.
And
the
what made you pick
crossover at all.
between league or union?
I got like $3,000 in my first contract for Broncos, and I thought, what do you mean we get paid for this?
Yeah. Did you send that straight to Morgan or what?
That's rent. Yeah.
No, it was definitely never about the money. We've never played
Yeah.
for money, and if it was about you wouldn't stick the 10 years of hard work
No
and
way.
selling raffle tickets to your family members and
Is that how you just
Yeah.
like, you had to do it?
literally selling raffle
That's like-
tickets,
like
washing
When you played for
windows.
CCC. when
That's
you're
that whole
younger.
Yeah.
thing, mate. They were doing that to play
That's great.
professionally.
We're doing this
yeah.
as grown women,
Women, yeah.
like, yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, but I've always been a league person. Like
Yep.
I love footy, like love.
'Cause your old man
grew up
played.
with that. Yeah, dad
Yeah.
played. Like, just always like Morgan was obviously
Yep.
playing league, and we're like this NRLW. Like I'm like that's what I want to do. Like I've done what I want to do in rugby union, and then that was the last time I played union,
What-
2019.
What do you think of the length of the season for the ladies?
I honestly think I hate that we only play each other once. Like,
Yeah.
I think that they're adding in more teams, which is great. And I actually think it went a lot better than.
A lot of
Than
people
you'd-
thought
than
it
you'd
would.
originally
yeah,
thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest, like.
The growth. You don't want to be too quick.
You don't want to go too quick, but you want the depth better. So, like,
Yes.
by the end of it, like 9-10 games in, we don't have buys or anything. We don't have trials. We just start and we're in. But, like, we lack.
Yeah, a
depth
few
in key
injuries.
positions.
You only got a 24
player squad, and so you're
Yeah.
bringing up players from like there's not many
So-
players
and-
left.
and
like
Mill, the last couple of years, it's sort of been if you don't play, you don't play at all, isn't it?
Yeah.
Whereas this
Yes.
year, didn't they change the
The
competition?
Harvey Norman comp
Yeah.
will run below it
is
now.
run below
What,
it. Yeah,
what do you think about? Because I thought that sort of because when you're going into your Origin, I just thought, wouldn't you want to have a few games under the belt?
100%. Like that is ideal. We would love to have games under our belt. What we did was, and we were stressing about that we hadn't played any footy until like
Kick off.
since
Since the grand
September,
final.
October. Our
grand
girls
final,
hadn't played since then.
Oh, they were
so
scared, yeah.
we were just training so much and trying to simulate game-like scenarios. We had like a 30-player squad, 35-player squad for New South Wales, like of the players across New South Wales, and we would come and train twice a week, like 6 weeks into the lead up of Origin because we weren't playing any footy. So at the time, I knew that we wanted to be playing footy, but then again, I thought for the long run, it's better to have the competition under the NRLW as a reserve grade so that girls who don't get picked for NRLW can go and play.
Yep.
And then if they do get a chance to be called up in round 7, 8, they haven't had, like they've still been playing footy to some level and just not.
Don't the Queensland girls, wasn't their competition running?
Their comp was running.
Yeah.
But now they're going, like the Queensland-based teams are going to struggle because they
won't have games at the same time.
That's what I mean.
under the NRLW.
So it's like us. It's so like, you know, when you have a young fella that's been killing it in cup and then he gets his crack, you know, he's been playing against men for the last 6-7 weeks or whatever, he's going to be right to go. And it'd just be like that bloke not having those games under his belt to then debuting and playing the hardest game of his career. So I think those girls will be heaps better prepared knowing that they've got games that they're playing still.
But I think there still needs to be a balance between playing footy before Origin and then also playing it under. I just think we need
even just
more.
for selection criteria, right?
Or even if we had like some NRLW trials before Origin and that was like your pre-season.
And what's their reasoning why they won't follow the NRL schedule? I don't know. Like, does anyone know that?
I think
wait,
it
you mean
comes
like
down to funding?
Well, we don't know. Yeah, it's funding. It's
Not enough
time
shit,
on like us being classed as part-time.
Okay.
And then everything with. Yeah, we'd love to be able to train more and play more, but it's only because of what we've got. We can't do any more.
And do you
than we
do
can.
like a 6-week preseason?
Yep, 6-week preseason.
Dream.
Oh, 6 weeks. I know, and we're out of it for like 3 weeks. If you're playing
'cause
Origin, yeah.
Well, speaking of Origin, the game one quality was outstanding.
It was a lot better than.
I think it surprised so many
I think
people.
it surprised us.
Did it?
It did.
Well, like we wanted to play a good level of footy, but the year before, if anyone remembers, we hadn't played in a while.
Yeah.
And
that was at Parramatta Stadium,
It was at Parramatta,
yeah.
Game one was a hard watch.
And you know what?
Year.
It was quite wet, but it was like real dewy.
yeah.
And because we just hadn't had that ball handling for quite some time, it was like. It was seriously the worst game of footy ever, like, to be honest. And we were like...
The ball was just a bit of soap,
It was so bad. And we were like, God, this is just embarrassing. Like, yes, we lost, but I think Queensland were embarrassed too because it was just, the quality was just...
Well, that's what you said. You don't want to you don't want to grow the game too quick where it's not quality over...
Yeah, and that's supposed to be the
quality.
best players in Australia. Like, I think it was unfair to put that without having much footy beforehand. So... This year it was like we need to change something and we can't turn up with that type of performance because that is pathetic.
And the result was outstanding for game one.
It was.
Mate, even to be honest, I was at game 2 sitting in the grandstand there. It was pouring down rain. But even the quality of that game, 11-10 or whatever, the errors and stuff compared to in previous years, like the quality of it, the game was flowing. There was some big arm wrestles.
Mate,
God, it was
outstanding.
Queensland hung in there.
Yeah, they did.
They hung in there. It annoyed me.
Oh,
I think. Wait, I spoke to you afterwards.
yes, it was.
Oh, it was annoying. But like.
And for is it Lauren Brown?
Yeah, got the bloody.
That was
like
a
literally,
tough field goal.
and it was
unbelievable.
Oh.
It was so wet.
That's,
like
no one knows how hard it is to kick a goal in those conditions.
Oh, people running at you,
honestly,
dodging arms.
Yeah, there was a lot that led up to that moment that we just led them back into the game. And anyway,
So game
Townsville.
3.
You know what? Sets it up for a good one. But
has the squad been announced yet?
Yep,
Yesterday.
squad's been announced.
So and you going to camp Thursday? You were
Tomorrow,
saying earlier,
yeah,
And so what?
Thursday.
Straight in Townsville or?
Yeah, we're going to do a training session at in Sydney and then get on the plane and go straight up to Townsville. So
Basically a similar squad, wouldn't it?
yeah, literally the same squad.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, it is good to build that continuity and have that belief in and trust in the players to get the job done.
And one, like watching the game too, was like, I really want New South Wales to win. But the other thing is, 3 games.
I know. We finally got that
so
3
good
games.
to see that happen.
I know. I would have liked to.
I reckon deep down, the girls are like half happy because it would have been an anticlimax. They've been fighting for 3 games for so long.
Mate, it's like the men.
Finally got 3
Yeah.
games.
New South Wales need to win.
They need to win.
Yeah.
You don't want dead rubbers.
Nah.
No.
But
I
then-
know. It definitely creates a lot more hype around the game.
Yes.
It's long term. Looking back at it, we'll be grateful. You know,
That the first
hopefully
time there was 3 games, you
it
were
goes
part of a
into
decider, for sure.
and
100%.
especially at a place like Townsville, it looks like it's going to sell out, which is crazy.
Really? Sell
yeah,
out?
It'll sell
Wow.
out,
I
mate.
know,
Yeah.
which is but during that game and the tickets I think that were bought, like in game 1, the tickets that were bought at that time watching it for Newcastle
Yeah.
made it sell out. And then I think the same thing, the fact that it was so close and that Queensland won and it's in Queensland.
How many was it Newcastle won?
Just
25
over 20, just under 26,000.
Yeah, so it was like
Oh, no, it was
24,700
25,
something.
yeah.
And the conditions were horrendous.
And honestly, I was sitting on
Crazy.
the bench. Freezing. Like I was like, I should be thinking about this game right now. I can't even feel my toes, my fingers. And I was like, I could see Adam and my fam, and they're all just sitting in the pouring rain.
Yeah.
I've got one of those jackets on, trying to get on the bike, trying to run up the sideline. I was freezing. Like,
Yeah, you get an appreciation.
I don't think I've ever-
They're good. They're good, the fans up there.
I don't think I've ever been that cold in a game.
Yeah.
And you guys were just sitting in it.
Yeah.
How do you go watching Mill?
Nervous as.
Yeah.
So usually like Mill's mum comes to most of
Because
the
you're a
games.
pretty nervous guy before you play.
Yeah. I'm like very high energy. I'm not
Yeah.
nervous. I wouldn't say I'm nervous, but I'm very like, I'm so intense.
Oh, yeah.
So like at least I can control my intensity
Yep.
when I'm playing.
Yeah.
But when Mill's playing, I've got no control over
I
it.
know. You know what? When I'm watching you, I get like, I just don't want you to go bad. Like, I
Yeah.
just want you to do well. And then when you make an error or something, like, I'm like, oh, shit. And then when I do that, I'm like, this is so embarrassing. Like,
It's nothing worse than doing
it's
an
the
error.
worst. There's nothing worse than
Especially
an error.
when you try to play it too quick.
Oh,
I've
you're
done
just
it
trying to do
lot
it.
of
times.
You're just trying to do
Sticky
a
spray.
good thing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So yeah,
Do we debrief off the field or
we do.
No, we actually
do.
do.
Yeah.
We do. It's so, you know
But
what?
how long do we wait? Like, is it straight in the car or?
It depends if you've won or lost.
Yes.
If you've lost, it's actually depressing.
If we've lost,
I
it's
think
the
there's
next
nothing
day.
worse than losing.
It's the next day.
It's just
My,
like,
my wife, one day, we went into the car and Sarah goes, so why'd you drop that ball?
no.
And we'd just been beat by 30 or something.
Stop it. Why did you drop the
and
ball?
she goes, well, that pretty much changed the game.
Oh.
Stop it.
And I was just like,
Yeah, I'm walking or you're
Yeah.
walking.
Yeah.
oh,
Nah, you cannot ever
No.
say that.
And it's you can't. To be fair, you can't really win though, can you? Like, oh babe, you were great. You
No,
played so good.
but
no,
I just-
no, I wasn't.
No,
I know I was
I was
shit.
terrible.
Stop trying to butter me up. Like you're condescending now. So,
Yeah.
Or they
I
tell
just
you,
would say-
oh geez, you weren't good. It's like you support me no matter what.
Oh.
No,
You can't
I
win.
I would just say like, oh, I've made this for dinner. I would just like totally like not
Just
even
change the
talk
subject.
footy. Yeah, I just hate losing. Like I hate when you lose. I hate when I lose. Just like it better when we win.
and there's another one, Mummy said, oh, it was always next week.
No.
Yeah, or you've had a stinker.
Yeah,
there.
that's if I make it next week.
So what club will I be at?
Well, I
next
said
week?
that. Do you know what? Mate? I said that to Tommy.
Oh
Tommy
no,
Berry
you didn't.
after he rode in the Golden Eagle.
Oh,
But
I
you've
told
got a
him-
habit of wrong timing, don't you? big
Oh
boy?
mate,
Are you
and he's
kidding
just
me?
like one
Like,
of our
he's just-
best mates. I
he
love him.
wanted to win that race
No,
so
but he's
bad.
just so devo, and he's just like, and I was
He
like,
was so devo.
I said, oh, it won't be the last Group 1 you win, big fella. Like, I was trying to pump him up, but I'm like, and I've just gone, geez, Adam, you've just done it.
And then we left, and you were like, I just said the dumbest thing to Tommy.
Yeah, we're driving back from the races.
Yeah, but think of all the dumb things that people say to footy players.
Ah.
Like,
yeah, and he knew it come from
You
a
just
place.
But you
you
don't
know,
need it from your
Yeah.
close mate.
You don't need it, do you? You don't. It's
yeah,
just
well, it was
like,
the last time you said anything like that.
yeah, you learn pretty quick, don't you?
Yeah.
You know one thing, like, how did you enjoy your time in Canberra? Like,
Loved it.
really?
Yeah.
A lot of
yeah.
people are like it's a boring place.
Well, the boys are putting up some stuff today. It's still -3 down there at the
Oh.
moment.
Are you
Ice
kidding
on the
me?
field. Yeah. I was talking to Jamal Fogarty just before. Ice on the field. I said, geez, I miss it down there. And he said, stop lying. But I
the
loved
people.
it, mate. The people make it down there.
Yeah.
I think the thing about the Raiders is a lot of the boys, like, there's not many Raiders juniors, not many people from Canberra that are playing. There's a few,
Yep.
and they're so proud of them. But a lot of people fly in. A lot of people come
Oh.
from the country. You know, like even Jackie White and
A
everyone
lot of
would think
people,
he's
not
a
many people are from
everyone would think
Canberra
Jack's
themselves.
everyone would think Jack's a Raiders junior, but he's a Bathurst boy.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
he's
yeah.
moved from the country, and even those country boys that come and they do go through the junior system, they've all moved from somewhere to
Yeah.
get to Canberra. So I think your footy team becomes your family pretty quick.
Yeah.
And even for us, a bit older, like I was 26 when I went down there, and it felt like that straight away that
Were
the
you
footy team
26
was
when you went down there?
25 or 26, wasn't it?
25.
26,
Jeez, winding back the
26.
clock, babe.
Yeah.
27.
I was 26.
How old are you now?
28 plus 1.
Mate, you're getting on.
I know. Grey hairs and that.
Come from me.
Yeah. So yeah, as soon as I got down there and I felt like everyone was really close, and Canberra's a pretty small place, pretty similar to Newcastle. You
Yep.
throw a message in the WhatsApp.
Oh,
the
really?
boys are all there.
That's mad.
Yeah,
15 minutes,
it
the
is
boys are
cool.
there.
I think it's very different to being like a Sydney club, and
yeah.
you'd probably
Well, I learned that
from your
when
experience.
I was at the Tigers and Bulldogs, it was hard because everyone was
Geez,
separated.
everyone's spread
and everyone's
out.
living in different places.
Literally, when I went to Cronulla,
Yeah.
it was like that. If you put something on the WhatsApp, because all the boys lived in Cronulla,
Yeah.
like, I was going to get a coffee on the day
Yeah,
off,
yeah,
mate.
yeah.
10 blokes rock up.
Yeah.
There's
It's
nothing
pretty
better.
cool.
That's
Yeah.
like New
We love
Or you
a
don't
coffee
even have-
chat.
Oh.
don't we?
You don't
Banana
even have
bread.
to-
It's the best part about rugby league.
Yeah.
You don't even have to put a message in the at Newcastle.
No,
They're
you
all
just go
there
down to
anyway.
Merriweather.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you just go down there, you'll bump into most of the
See
blokes.
Frizz walking with his shirt off still.
Yeah, he's got
Him and Sammy.
yeah.
Yeah.
I actually got asked who's got the best style in the team from the
girls
couple of the
said-
girls last
Yeah,
night.
yeah, who does?
I said Frizz.
Really?
Yeah, he's a scucks. He always looks good.
But he just wears, what is it, East Axe.
Looks good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He could look at where something that looks crap and make it look good.
That's right.
What
yeah.
about Brady with the chains and the whole?
Yeah, Brady's
Versace?
balling. Brady's
He's
balling
balling.
Oh,
out.
should he be in
Yeah.
Sydney? Should he? Is he one of those types, like
He's-
wearing the what is it, the
He
Fendi
needs
bags?
to
Yeah,
stay. He
he's
needs
got
to
the
stay
bag.
out of Sydney, but
Yeah.
he's got that look about him. Yeah, yeah. He don't miss when it comes to the fashion side of
Mate,
things.
some of the
Brady.
blokes I play with wear the Fendi Gucci bags. And
Just
the
every day,
Gucci
eh?
hats.
Just every day around.
Hats.
Well,
Like,
how much is that hat? $600.
yeah,
No.
casual,
You're
casual
kidding
gear.
I
me.
swear to God,
Yeah.
mate.
Are you kidding
I
me?
swear.
Bit different to the AS colour six pack shirts.
I've got AS colour shirt right now.
There you
mate.
go.
It's the best thing ever.
Yeah,
6 for what, 40,
Oh
isn't it?
my
Or
fit you the
gosh.
grouse. Yeah.
kids this day and age is a lot different. Like I said,
Wow.
social media has changed the world.
Look at us, we're getting on back in our day.
Back in our day.
So
So what's the like difference between Canberra and Newcastle clubs?
The
the weather?
footy club, yeah. Like obviously the towns have similarities.
Yep.
But the towns are different. Obviously, Newey's on the beach, and we grew up on the beach, so absolutely, I love that. I
Yep.
love being close to the salt water. Makes me feel at home. Makes me want to make a home there too. But as for the footy clubs,
I feel like Newcastle,
yeah,
is more of a community. Like, you know your neighbours, and you spend more time outdoors. Canberra's that bloody cold. You don't
Really?
really do that. It is. I remember that.
well, that's another reason
for a
why you're so
couple of
close
months.
to your footy team,
Yep.
Yeah.
because you're around each other all the time.
Yep.
And if it is cold and you're not talking to your neighbours or whatever you're doing, you're at least still going to training, or you at least got your team
Yep.
functions and all, and the missus all get along real well. Same goes for the Knights. We got a close group up there. I'd say the biggest thing from the difference in the teams, when I got to the Raiders, I was 26 and I was like one of the younger of the older boys.
Yep.
Like had a lot of them lads pushing 30, a
Yeah.
lot of experience. I actually learnt so much at the Raiders. You said I was pretty nervous before games. I reckon since being there, I'm so much more laid back about me footy, purely just from learning off blokes like Jordan Rapiner, Elliott Whitehead. They're the blokes I sort of hung
Yep.
around with a lot. And then at the Knights now, when I
'Cause you
first
got-
got there last year,
They're
I was
young.
probably an older, more experienced
Yeah.
guy, and we were obviously didn't finish that well the year before, so we were in a phase of trying to build and get to that point. But I think we're at that transition phase now where we've got some real experience. We've got
Yeah,
the
you
young
do.
kids now. They've played 30, 40 games. You
But
got to
even-
start
even-
playing good.
But even the likes of Safidis and all that.
Oh,
been around for a
they're
while.
leaders, mate.
Yeah.
They're leaders now. That's right. They're at the time of their career where they lead the way. So I think, the difference was when I got to the Raiders, there was an older bunch there. When I got to the Knights, we're in that transition, but I feel like we're in that stage now where we can really start to get excited about the next few years.
What was Stick like at Canberra?
Yeah, he's a big reason why the group's so close
Really?
as well. Like he obviously played down there. Jeez, he loves the club, doesn't he, Mill?
Yeah.
Like he's
just got so much respect around
Really?
Canberra and the club as well.
and
Everyone
like
knows. what he's
obviously
done.
Mill's dad played there. They played together.
Oh, yep.
So that was a big thing for Stick with us. Like he made a big effort to make us feel
Oh, mad.
part of the Raiders family as well, because Mill had bloodlines there. I was part of their family now.
Yep.
So I thought that was really special. It was hard. It was a hard thing for me to tell Stick I was leaving. Yeah, he obviously, like, we've got a similarity there too with James, my brother, with
Yep.
autism, and then Stick's got a daughter, Emma, with autism, and he's got his Ricky
yes.
Stewart Foundation that's all based around, caring for people with severe autism.
Yep.
So we get along like a house on fire, and obviously when we play each other, we don't, because he's the most competitive
Yes.
bloke on earth. I'd say there's a few home truths getting said about me
Yeah, of
in
course.
the coach's box there, but after it, always shake hands. If I don't get to see him after, send him a text.
Yep.
He'll send me a text and finish on good terms. They're really happy about that.
And speaking of autism, you do a lot of work in disability, don't you?
Yes,
Mil?
my younger sister has Down syndrome,
Yep.
and obviously we both Adam and I come from regional areas where there's not really any services for kids and young adults with disabilities to, that specialise in things for them. So they've always had community sport and been a part of a team through us, and I wanted to create that for young adults for when they finish school and want to still be a part of a team and be a part of sport and feel like they belong. So Trainer Group Foundation is the foundation that I started, and we have a game changer program where every week participants can come in. We do an hour indoors, an hour outdoors, and we build on all of the things. We literally do what we do every day. Like we're just putting that into like a class setting, a group discussion, and getting in and getting out, and it's
so
fun.
funny when
It's
you first
awesome.
start playing footy. The older blokes or the people that come in and they might give you a lecture in the theatre at footy. They come in, they all say you'll learn things in playing your career that will help you after footy, and we all just got to sort of go, whatever, as if, whatever. We just carbon copy it, don't we, Mill, with the things that we talk about being part of a team, knowing your role in a certain way, and giving these guys responsibility and trying to get them to be able to look after themselves individually and things like that.
Better their health, better their well-being, be a better friend, be a better...
Also, I was lucky enough to come one day when you come to Manly, and just to see the smile you put on their face, not just them, but their family.
Yeah, that's...
Because we had a lot of parents in there.
It's really special to, being a family member of someone with a disability, knowing that they're getting looked after and they're getting the opportunities that they would normally get, and that makes you feel warm and fuzzy. So to be able to do that for not only participants but for their families as well, and their siblings, being a sibling of someone with a disability is really special. But also the spectrum is just so wide. Like we're open to absolutely everybody in any form of, disability or accessibility requirement that wants to come along. Like if I look at my sister Hannah, she's 22 tomorrow. I need to send her a birthday present. She gets the same thing every year, loves it. So she's 22 tomorrow, Down syndrome, just absolutely loves like the simple things to a T, like loves a routine, loves us, and just literally lives in the moment, doesn't care about money, nothing, like
it's so good,
just so pure. And then you've got James, Adam's brother with autism, who
takes on the world.
Well, he's a numbers man, isn't he?
Numbers
so
man.
Smart. He's an accountant, for God's sakes. Like
I still follow him for his tips.
On
social
his
media.
Thing that he loves is horse tipping, like horse racing, and he studies the form guide. I reckon James would get to work, finish everything by 10 a.m. and then just study the form guide, do his algorithms for his spending for the week. Like, it's just so crazy how different, and how broad the spectrum is. And
I think it's been cool for us to bring everyone from each side of the spectrum together in the one room and actually let them go like, oh, it's all right to be a bit, I don't need to be the same all the time. I can be a little bit different, or I've got to get used to someone that's a little bit different. And I think that's why Mill's done such a good job with doing it. It's like 5 back-to-back sessions, 5 weeks or 6 weeks back-to-back sessions, where you actually get that routine. You get to see everyone again the next week. You build a bit of a connection, and then it lasts beyond the program too, rather than say just like your one-off day.
Well, I was going to say, how's it all going? Like,
really good. We're just about to roll out when I get back from camp, roll out like programs through different clubs all around Sydney, down in Canberra, Newcastle. We're doing a regional one, Port Macquarie, like for Newcastle.
And how do you, because we'll put it on our socials, how do you get into contact for?
Our website.
Instagram would be the best, wouldn't it?
I think we've got a website, if it's still working. Yes, it is. Trainer Group Foundation. If you just search Trainer Group Foundation,
we'll put it on
there's
this,
the contact
on this
details.
podcast.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. If anyone knows anyone, or if you'd like to be a part of, we do all ages. We've got school holiday clinics, but then our big programs are for anyone who's finished school to whatever age. They're so much fun. We try and set up games and whatnot. We've got a halftime game for the Knights coming up.
Oh, that's a ripper.
Yeah, so
that'll be awesome.
Really cool, and just
hopefully the weather is good for that one.
God,
I know. We haven't had the best weather up there lately.
I reckon the past 5 out of 6 games have been torrential. I was doing a game for 9 sideline. We were waiting. They wanted to show the conditions, even though you could definitely see them. I'm holding an umbrella with Alana and Danica. Before they even cross, we're just waiting there like shivering. The wind and rain just comes in sideways. My umbrella fully snapped. It's a wooden umbrella, snapped. Like not even like the top gets taken. It just got snapped, and I was like, they're about to play.
Speaking of 9, how do you enjoy that sort of stuff? Do you like doing that?
Yeah, it's good fun. I'm a bit of a gopher where to plug holes, or if they need anyone anywhere. I'm just definitely learning the ropes at the moment and the different areas of it. It is so different to anything that I've ever done. I feel like I'm enjoying it, but I also realise that I really suck at it.
Oh, no,
And
I was going to bring up something. I seen it on social media the other day.
what's that?
Probably what you sent me last night.
Was it when, was it
In the sheds?
What's rugby union players different to rugby league players?
Yes,
AFL?
somebody
Yeah.
said
It
that to
popped
me.
up on my social media, and it was you interviewing Bradman Best.
I
and he's
know.
gone in for the kiss, and you've just given him the buss.
Okay, only because we we did a kiss beforehand. I was like, I can't bloody do 2, and I'm live here, and I'm like, I'm not even supposed to really do 1, but they don't even tell you that. You're just trying to think, and then anyway, live TV is ridiculous. Like, I can talk underwater and I can talk to anybody, and then as soon as you've got all of that going on, it's just such a different skill to learn. Like,
They're so good, aren't they?
not having yes, and you know what I will say as well? Everyone thinks they read off auto cue, like the host, like Bracey, like Danica.
I've never seen auto cue.
None of them do auto cue. They just are so good at what they do. They make it sound like it's coming out of a script, and they just make it all up. Like, obviously they practice, but you know what it's like. Do you do much TV?
I've done some stuff, and Braith on 360.
Yeah.
He just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like,
You
And
got to
for
have a
him
knack
to
for
adapt
it.
that
You
as
have
a
to.
player
you have to have
as
a knack for
well.
it, yeah.
For him to do that from a player, like these people that are hosting, they're journalists.
They've got
been
media
uni-
training
media
and backgrounds
training.
and journalists.
We're just there. I'm just there to add my 2 cents in here and there. I'm not bloody
Mate,
welcoming everyone back to Thursday night footy. That kind of stuff.
Well, I
is
get
like,
nervous before getting asked a question.
Yeah.
Mate, imagine having to come up with the opening line, then
knowing
having to go bang.
yeah, and what goes on behind the scenes. It's actually insane.
Yeah, you always come back with a bit more respect for him every time you do it, don't you?
Oh, I have from the start. I
Yeah.
just think it's such a different skill to master that, staying calm under pressure. And the more you do it, the better you get at it. But it's not like this or, a radio where you've got
so much more
a few
relaxed.
minutes to get your point across, not 3 seconds and a bit of overlay and then.
Do you ever get overawed by the people you work with? Because, you got Andrew Johns, you got Darren Lockyer, Brad
Gus.
Fittler, Gus. Oh,
Yeah, there's a big roster of people, but they make you, feel important on the things that you are talking about. And I wouldn't be talking about something that I wasn't comfortable with. And, I like hearing everyone's opinions on things. And that's usually up to the host and the producer as well to let you know what you're obviously going to be chatting about. And, I'll butt back in if I need to.
She's pretty good, Mill. I've learned a lot from her. She's bullet a gate. She got
what-
no holding back. I've been intimidated, obviously, we grew up watching footy. We've absolutely loved it, and we idolise certain people. And then obviously, the first time you meet them, you're a bit nervous and whatnot. She just doesn't have any of that about her. She's just straight in there all the time.
Do. I'm
I've been
obviously
interviewed by
faking
Bill
it
after
till I
a
make
game.
it.
Yeah.
I think it was when you were doing
Yes.
some stuff at Fox back in the day.
Yeah, you know what? I'm just a little.
And you're
bloody-
unreal.
No, look.
Would have sounded like you've been there for 10 years.
That is a lie. You're being too nice.
Nah, you were good.
But I often I say to Em or Danica, this, you know what this is like for me, It's like you taking a hit up
Yeah.
off
Make
the
sure you keep
first carry,
reminding
the
them
back
that.
fence.
Yeah.
That is what it's like for me. So I'm putting myself out of my comfort zone, knowing that hopefully one day it pays off. And you know what? It's just such a great opportunity and experience to be able to do that, especially while playing. And you would obviously, you've got your fingers in a few pies.
Yeah,
We're probably
doing my best.
we're probably the female-male version of each other, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just never
People
say
like-
no.
Yeah, never
That's
say no.
it. Yeah.
Put yourself in any situation.
And you know what? People are probably like, bloody Millie, bloody Woodsy, they bloody pop up everywhere.
You know, the
but
thing
you know
is-
what? Who's laughing?
Hey, if they're talking about you, you must be doing something right.
Yeah, or not.
That's
but
a good
who cares?
point. Yeah.
And even if you're not, they're still talking about
Yeah.
you. So who
They're
cares?
still talking about the 2 front rowers.
And then,
Oh,
so your career, mate, you've won 3 comps.
yeah.
Can you give us one each over here?
Yeah, swing one. There's 3 comps at this table.
Mate, and not one for us.
3 rings at the table.
2 in a row as well at the Broncos.
Yeah, at the Broncos. I feel like that was obviously when there was only 4 teams in the comp.
Still.
Not because everyone obviously has a
Yeah.
fair chance to get it. And there's little room for error. Still to this day for us, if you finish first or second or whatever, you've won most of your games and you lose the semi, you've got one chance to make it to the grand final after that next spot. So that's where I feel like our game can improve on. We're still trying to give that feedback as in we want another round of finals because
Yeah, you don't get
we wanted-
rewarded
you
for
don't get
consistency
rewarded
during
for
the season.
consistency for NRLW.
Who was it last year that Para knocked out? Like, you would've-
No, that was the year before.
before.
Para knocked the Roosters out when I was at the
Yes.
Knights. And so we
Yes.
played Para in the grand final, but then the Titans knocked us out
last year.
year.
I remember that.
And went to the grand final and like
There's no
You
reward
just-
for finishing
you
top
just-
two.
Well, you go
Yeah.
straight into a prelim.
Yeah.
you literally straight into a prelim. So that's where we would like to see the game. But I think playing with the Broncos, like we had such a great team. It was pretty much like the Queensland Origin team.
It was unbelievable.
Because there wasn't any other teams in Queensland.
Yep.
And a lot of, like, there was no real relocation. You just played where you lived kind of thing. I was living on the Gold Coast, so I
Yep.
played with the Broncos.
And you've won it easy.
We just had a really, like, we had Taryn Aiken, Ali Brigginshaw, Tamika Upton, like,
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
it's
All three of them are internationals and at
Yes.
different clubs
Yeah.
now. That's what's the great thing
And
about the
yourself.
NRL.
Like, mate,
Yeah, no, we had Julia Robinson, like we just
The
had
back rower too.
Amber Hall,
Amber
who
Hall.
we've now got at the Roosters.
Oh, is she at the Roosters now?
Yes, she actually was with us last year. She's an absolute gun. She
Did
won
Liz
like
Frank, didn't she?
did a Liz Frank
Oh.
10 minutes in the first game last
Oh.
year, which is just
She's beast mode,
horrible.
man.
She's a beast, man.
Yeah, good
like,
offloader.
so good. Like it literally need 3 on her to even just like stand in tackle.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So it'd be good
But
to
how
see
did you
her
go
back.
from Brisbane to Newcastle?
Well, I was with Adam. We were together. We had that comp because ours got postponed. We played in the start of 2022 for our 2021 comp.
So you were Brisbane that
So I
start
was
there.
still at Brisbane. Adam was down in Canberra, and I was just doing the back and forth.
Yep.
And the opportunity came to, like, it was going to be a long stretch to be able to still do the long distance and stay in, another state, be up in Queensland. So the opportunity came to play a little bit closer to Ads, and Tamika and I both went there at the same time, and yeah, it was a great opportunity, and it's a great club, and
And you captained a winning premiership.
yeah, co-captain
Yes.
the winning premiership side. So yeah, it was an awesome year.
One thing I'd love to know. So when you got Canberra off contract, you're at Newcastle. Is that part of the?
Yeah, big time.
But then what about when
Yeah.
Millie
And
goes
then
from
I
Knights
left
to the
again.
sombrero?
Look,
Like,
The sombrero.
the sombrero got the better of her.
no, it did not. No. For me, like I just
It's a good club, but you know
It's a
what?
great
It
club,
is a
I
good club,
know.
the Roosters.
and you know what? For me, it was more like we're not playing full time. If I was playing full time, it'd be okay. We live in
Yeah.
Newcastle. We're in Newcastle. Let's obviously that's a luxury to be able to be a full time athlete. But for me, I wanted to think of what can I do right now that's going to, put me in a better state when I finish footy. And also we're part time, so we don't start playing footy until mid year till October.
Yep.
So it's a lot of time that I'm actually not playing footy.
Yeah.
So I wanted to think about life after footy and the opportunities and where they were, and that was down in Sydney. I just signed with Nine. Like I had a few, things that I was doing with different sponsors, and I couldn't really do that from Newcastle. And I thought, okay, if I'm going to go all in here, I'm going to go all in. And the opportunity to play at the Roosters came up, and just like making things hard for myself, really.
No, we sort of said that. If you're going to give it a crack,
Yeah.
Mill's an all-in type of person, so
Yep.
she was going to come down here and be all in. And Coogie's not a bad little halfway house for me.
That's
A couple of days
outstanding.
off.
The hurricane
Go
can come
hang
blow
out.
in and blow back up to
Yeah,
Newcastle.
that's right. Make a mess and see you later.
You know, one thing I'd love to know: do you cop any sledging in the game about Mill or?
Nah, never. Nah.
You haven't told me if you do.
Nah, I don't know. She might cop a bit about me when she's playing.
Yeah,
No,
but
but
girls
no.
don't sledge.
they?
Nah,
Yeah.
not really.
never actually. No one ever.
Girls don't sledge.
Geez, it'd get under my skin if they did bring me up, but I
I
think
might have to. I
people-
might have to tell
Yeah.
the boys,
Yeah, it hasn't been. Nah, I don't know, mate. Sledging's not around much
It's
anymore,
not
is
like
it?
used to be.
Nah.
I feel like probably it gets all picked up on the.
I love it. I reckon it's the best part about the
refs
game. There's
mic
nothing.
Oh,
more.
you're good at it, mate.
It's
You
That's
love it.
why.
You
part
love
and
good
parcel.
sledge.
Well, mate, that's why I love being around the radio. Like, you
Yeah,
can
true.
just muck around with people.
Yeah.
Sometimes they take it serious, and then as soon as you finish the game, shake hands. It's
Yeah,
all good as
it's all
gold.
good.
Yeah.
Girls don't do that. Girls are so like.
Do you reckon they'd take real offence to it? Like they'd think it's actually real?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Or there's probably just some certain people that do it, and you're just like, oh.
Well, the thing I've noticed in the girls' game is though, because they've like we just said, they only had 4 teams there
Yep.
a while ago. A lot of them have all played together
Yes.
Played
and played
together
in rep,
and
and
against
even
each
like playing in
other.
rep teams together and all that. So like,
You know,
It probably
everyone
would be
you're talking to.
personal if they went at each other because they're actually all real good mates. So
Well,
I
that's what I was
think
gonna
that's
ask,
a part of
So
it.
Taryn Aiken's at the Roosters, yep.
Yeah.
You've done pre-season, then you skip
I
out
know.
for 2 weeks and you got to play
and
against
then
her.
play against her. I know.
Yeah, and she's the half that
Tell
you
you
got to try
what,
and bloody
You gotta-
rip the head off.
You got
It's-
to ruffle the feathers,
I
yeah.
know.
Do you find that hard? Like,
I don't find it hard. I find it annoying when she gets one of the match-winning tries,
Oh,
and then
that's
you know
frustrating.
that's frustrating.
You're just
but,
so used to it,
what's it
though,
like
aren't
when
you?
she comes back to train? Is she a little bit...
well, there's 6 of us and 1 of her, so we're all giving her the cold shoulder for sure. Like she's eating by herself and training by herself, and we'll go against her in D and whatnot. No, it's
Try
all
to hurt her
sweet.
for
It's
the
all
game.
yeah. We're like she'll have
She's
she had
too
a
good.
calf compression on. We're like, oh, that calf looks a little sore. Don't want to get it. You know,
Roosters,
any worse
rule
for
it
the
out.
next
Come on,
game.
rule it out.
But no, it's, I mean, people say that, but I mean, Origin is Origin. Like,
Yep.
you don't care who you're playing against or, you know, it's all about the team you're playing with and you want to win. So, Taryn's a great, incredible player and she's only on the way up. So, I feel lucky to be able to play with her for the NRW season. And, yeah, she's very talented. Just hope she doesn't I hope she has a quiet one in Townsville.
I'm sure you will keep it quiet for
Yeah,
her. We don't
That's
want
it.
to
Send some traffic her way. I think Kezi's on that side, so
Just get
send Kezi up.
high knees,
6
Kez.
foot, 6'4". Send her over.
run like Joseph Swalihi, just high knees.
Yeah. Get that into you.
Just keep the shoulders up a bit higher.
Oh,
You said you got your hands in the pie quite a bit. You're a podcaster.
I am actually.
Yes.
I find that funny. Like we've got a podcast. Keely and I do a podcast
Yes.
together, and Koenig has just joined us
Yes,
as well.
I actually saw the little dance you did
Oh yeah, we did a little dance to like we're trying to get with the new gen.
with the TikTok.
Yeah, the
and-
TikTok.
I thought it was really good.
Well, sorry, we didn't even know we had a TikTok. Charlie, our producer, Charlie White.
Charlie White.
Isn't he the
mate,
best?
talk about hands in the pie.
Sorry.
One of the greats.
Honestly, we leave every session and we've a podcast session and we've done shit. Like we barely even have a run sheet. Like we haven't done shit, but we're not great. And he's always like, you guys have done so well. What time suits next week? Blah, blah, blah. Da, da, da. Do you want to do this? And then that. And then we all go, God, how good's Charlie? He's just the best. Like,
Mate, he's a
he
genius.
works that hard.
Oh, I
doesn't
wouldn't
he?
say he works hard.
You wouldn't say?
He
Smart.
works.
Works smart.
What's that? Yeah, that's saying works
Yeah.
smarter, not harder.
I feel like he's everywhere all the time.
He's missed everywhere.
Like, and then he'll be up
He's probably
in.
supposed to be here
He
today,
went
but
to
he's out making.
Vegas.
He did go to Vegas.
Yeah.
I did see him.
And then
out
he goes
going-
up to all the games and does them.
Talk about someone with the hands in the pie everywhere. He's the greatest I've seen.
He is really good
But
at
he's
it.
undercover.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
It's good. It's a
would
good
have thought
skill, man.
I would have thought he was in a relationship with James Graham.
Well, they probably are.
So how's the podcast going?
No, the podcast is going well. It's just it's good fun because it's just banter across.
And what's the name?
Upfront
Upfront.
podcast. So we all live together
And all
and
play
we-
in the middle.
and we all play in the middle
Ooh.
up front.
Wasn't she an edge?
She was.
She's moved into lock
She's
now.
moved into lock.
Yes.
So now that she's moved into lock, Olivia Koenig, she's allowed to be a part of it.
That's
she's
okay.
up front.
Yep.
She knows what it's like. And you know what? She's actually given us more respect because she knows how hard it is in the middle now.
Beautiful.
I really appreciate
That's
that.
what you love to hear.
That's what you love to hear. Like, yeah, it's bloody hard in the middle,
So
isn't it?
oh,
we're all
mate.
middles
mate.
here.
You're in the washing machine.
You're in the washing machine.
No,
I used,
no
to,
days
I used
off.
to pop in and out off the edge in the middle, off the edge in the middle, but I always like being in the middle next to the big
The
fella.
big Herb
Yeah.
was good.
Yeah.
Always had
Yeah.
someone to tip onto.
There you go.
I learned how to get in the washing machine next to Big Woodsy.
It's good fun.
Yeah.
It's good fun because
It-
you can be. But you know what? You know when you're sometimes defending like as on D opposed whatever,
Yes.
and you're out wide, and you're like go up maybe 3 of the 6, and you don't even do much
Don't you
unless they're running at you.
You feel
like-
bad.
I was about to say,
You
don't
get
you
the
feel
guilt.
like
You get
Yeah.
the guilt.
And then I thought, how cold would those guys been at Origin when it
Yeah.
was
Oh,
that
mate,
cold?
mate.
You're not running back and forth and checking and back,
Yeah. No
marker
rest in the
work.
middle.
There's no rest.
Jacko used to always, Josh Jackson, he used to always get into the centres and the wingers and just say, geez, you just must feel guilty after every game. Just do nothing.
And he's one of the most stiffest humans I've ever met.
So he would have
Yeah.
genuinely meant it.
He would have. There was no comedic value at the back of that at all.
Dry.
Very dry man. That's why he's a coach now, Jacko.
Yeah.
Imagine him.
Imagine him being your coach.
What was that trainer at the Bulldogs?
Gary Carden.
He'd be worse than Gary Carden.
Oh, geez, I don't know. Gaz is a hard man, but you wouldn't want to. Geez, the thing with Jacko is he'd jump on, I reckon.
Oh.
He'd jump on the rower or whatever it was and put a few of those kids to shame. I'd say he would have broken a few of them flag boys down there. I think all reports he's doing a great job though.
Yeah.
Easily.
Well,
He's-
they're
no,
doing all right.
I've heard
aren't
he's
they?
actually been doing outstanding. Speaking to a couple of blokes there, like he just loves it.
Yeah, he's a machine, and he just like a computer. Like he gets in, punches the clock. He'd be the first one in, last
Yep.
one leaving.
He loved it. Ice baths.
Yeah.
Did he have a bad back or something?
Yeah, rheumatoid arthritis. Yeah,
Did he have that?
he's a beast. Yeah.
Yep.
God.
So, all right, for the last thing today, guys,
Yep.
I've got to give you a couple sheets of paper each,
Ooh,
and we're
a
just
game.
A game.
I like it.
Is it competitive?
It is competitive,
I like it.
and I've been trying to hold the questions so Adam couldn't see it.
Yeah,
Oh,
I haven't-
nice.
I
So we've
haven't
got
peeked.
5 questions.
You gonna give me
and-
a pen?
I just want to know how well you know each other.
Ooh, I like
Yes.
this. Yep.
So, what is each other's birth date?
Yep. Easy.
Yeah, got that one.
This next one should be pretty easy.
Mm-hmm.
Date of marriage. Year, exactly. No
Yep.
need to know.
Like that. That's nice.
Favorite food.
Mm.
Oh, got it.
I know you're gonna get that. I'm gonna say it.
If you get mine wrong, then that's
Yep.
Who's the clean one?
You're gonna say yourself, but don't be like.
I'm being honest. I'm being honest. I'm saying I'm
I don't
answering
want
these
no lies.
honestly.
I don't want no lies.
I'm answering them honestly.
And who gets more angry after a loss? So who's worse to talk to after a loss?
This is the same one that's the cleanest.
Hmm.
All right.
All right.
Guys. So what's each other's birthday?
Millie's is the 19th of the 5th, 1998.
Yep. And Adam's is 16th to the 10th, 94.
Wow, that's good. I don't even know
for
my
one.
missus'
There you
birthday.
go.
He's done
You really
well.
don't?
Yeah.
Well, that's a good start.
Yeah, good start.
Date
We're
of
on
marriage. Got to know this one.
6th of October, 2023.
6/10/23.
Yes, that's another tick for both.
Nice.
Favorite food. This could be a little bit of a
Mills's
discussion.
duck pancakes.
Yep, it is.
Wow.
And yours is steak.
Jeez, you guys know each other too well. Who's the clean one?
Me.
The Millie.
This is 4 out of 4. This is for 100% strike rate. Who gets more angry after a loss?
Millie.
Me.
Oh, you're unbelievable.
Yeah.
Oh my
You're
God.
a perfect match.
5 out of 5.
Do you know what, mate? She will be that mad after a loss and like 220 metres. Like she's at an absolute
No.
blinder.
I couldn't care if I ran 5 meters or 50, whatever. I hate losing.
I've heard a story. Dave Prentice, as you both well know.
Yes.
I seen the stats. Millie ran for 242 metres. I go, geez, Millie played well. He goes, yeah, she wasn't happy with that one drop ball.
Yeah.
When was that? I
That's
can't remember
right.
last time I ran
It would have
for
been probably the
last
semi
year.
last
was-
year. I remember for you to get in.
It was a game up at Gold Coast Titans. Like, you played against the Titans. I
Yeah, it
remember
was. It was the Titans. It was the semi where you got beaten.
No, we played it at Allianz there.
Well, you were playing against the Titans, I
Yes.
remember, and you got man of the match. You're in 242 metres, and you couldn't stop telling me about this drop ball either. So I know exactly what Dave's
depressing.
talking
Yeah,
about.
because the momentum changed. That's all. It's what it's about.
Did you
Doesn't
win or
matter.
lose?
Wait,
He's
the game
lost.
up on the Gold Coast,
Yeah,
we
you'd rather
won, and the game in Allianz.
you'd
the
rather
Titans, we
lose
lost.
and have a shock. I'd rather win and have a shocker than have a
100%.
great game.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
do not
100%.
care about. You want to put. The worst part is when you've had a shit one and you lose. There's no winners there.
That's when we say there's always next week.
There's always next week, Tommy.
But anyway, thanks, guys. I appreciate you coming on the show. Good luck Wednesday or Thursday week, is it?
Yes, Thursday week.
Hope
Yep.
you give it to the Queenslanders
Thank you.
and enjoy your bye weekend, Adam.
Thanks, brother.
Cheers,
Thanks.
Been great to
And
see ya.
also, rest that calf up.
mate. Take my time. A couple extra weeks.
Yeah.